Macros, Mindset, and Muscles.
I'm Coach James.
And I'm Coach Brittany.
We're here to give you the truth about health and fitness.
No gimmicks, no bullshit, just facts. What's up, Phoenix fam?
Hey.
We're back for another great episode. Macros, Mindset, and Muscles.
With Brittany.
and James.
And James. And James is here.
So we're actually doing an episode today. We were inspired by our assistant coach's post this last week. Our assistant coach, Leanda, made a post sharing what you need to get started to work out. And we've talked about this in the past, but we feel like it's a good time for a refresher and a reminder that you don't need as much as you think getting started in this journey.
That's true.
So let's hop right into it, shall we?
Let's hop right in. Here we go. Whoa.
So obviously, when you're going to work out, you need clothes to work out in, right?
Yeah.
They don't have to be name brand. They don't have to be super expensive. You can go to get the Walmart special. You can go to TJ Maxx, Marshalls, whatever. You want some athletic type clothing that you feel comfortable in.
Yeah, it's not restrictive. It's not really like
sweat wicking. It's not super heavy.
Yeah. Whatever you feel comfortable in.
You might have a bunch of this already, so you probably don't even need to go get anything.
Yeah, and if you're working out at home and you just feel like being in your undies, be in your undies.
Or your pajamas. I wear my pajamas in the winter all the time.
Butt ass naked. But don't have your garage door open if you're doing that.
So obviously you need some comfortable clothes to work out in. Shorts, leggings, t-shirt, tank top, sports bra for the ladies. Something supportive to hold the girls together.
Snug. Maybe some tennis shoes, possibly.
Yes.
If, depending on what you're doing. But
if you're working out at home, you actually can go barefoot. I feel like that's the better option if you're working out at home than wearing shoes because, shoes like mess up the lining, like how your toes align and stuff. Anyway, that's
it's way too complicated right now.
You can just go barefoot if you're at home. If you're in the gym, obviously you're going to need shoes because it's kind of weird if you walk around a gym barefoot.
Yeah, I think they have rules against that these days. It's not like back in the 70s with Arnold where they're just raw dogging it with no shoes or socks, just dogs out the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know. I've totally just worn socks in a gym, like to do some big lifts, like on a deadlift platform or something. But
yeah, but then you might have some creep, like taking a little picture of your feet
with my socks on.
Maybe that's part of the wonder. Like, what's under those socks?
I doubt it. But you never know these days.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay, so you need workout clothes. You need a space to do that if you're working out at home. Working out at home is hard. And some of you may know this and some of you don't. But when you're at home, that's your chill spot. Like it's your place where you go to unwind. You end your day there. Like if you work out of the house, you come back to your house and like that's your place. That's your zen. And trying to build a workout routine in a place that's your zen, or maybe you're like me and you have a lot of responsibilities in the house and it's hard for you to disassociate from those responsibilities when you're trying to work out in the house.
Some people, their home is a little bit chaotic at times. You got kids, you got family, you got animals, you got everything going on. And, you're trying to take a moment to work on your physical and mental health. And it might be a challenge at home.
It is a challenge at home, definitely. I know for me, it took a lot to build up that routine where I can work out at home. And I have a whole gym. Like I have a whole garage dedicated to it, because it's easy to be like, I could go work out, but also I could just knock some things off my to-do list, or I could just sit here and binge watch this Netflix show.
Yeah, or just like anything else, you're like, oh, well, I'm going to go do this real quick, and I'm going to come back to my workout. And then you go do that one thing, and it led into another thing, and now you're cleaning this, and laundry's ready. And you're just like, oh.
And you're like, wait, but the laundry's done. But I need to reorganize this closet before I can put the laundry.
You go down the rabbit hole of house chores and duties, and now, now all of a sudden it's too late.
So training your brain to have like a dedicated space, like the garage. Like I know when I'm in the garage, like it's business, right? The garage is a place where I work out. It's where I train my clients. Like it is a place like when I walk into that space, like I know that I'm working.
Yeah,
Whether
sorry.
I'm
This is
working myself or, I'm training a client, like I know that like I'm in there. There's like nothing else in the house matters at that point. Like it doesn't exist. I make a mental note of the things that I have to do and I can get to it as soon as I'm done taking care of myself or taking care of my client, whatever the case is.
yeah. We almost have like an unspoken rule, like whoever is working out at whatever time, like you just don't interrupt. Like they're doing their workout. They'll be finished and back in the house. But I'm not going to go out there and interrupt Brittany in the middle of her workout and try to have a conversation about stuff.
No, but you know who does that?
Ryder,
Kids.
yeah, Churix.
Kids love to interrupt you when you're taking care of
But
yourself.
I do run interference, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, I try to stop them. I'm like, whoa, hold up. Mama's working out. What is it? And then I try to handle it if I'm not in the garage with you.
Yeah, but like 99% of the time, you're not here with me.
Well, when I am here with you,
So you're
that's
like,
what
hey, mom, I'm hungry.
hey, mom.
I have a question.
You want to know something?
That's Ryder.
Yeah.
That's the youngest.
You'll know something? And then, but anyway, so we just don't interrupt because, like, when we're in there, we're working. So typically, nobody's hanging out in the garage. Um, so just getting it in, getting it done, and just keep on with life.
So having that space where you can set these rules, is kind of great too. Like if you have a dedicated room or a dedicated spot in your house, because not everybody has extra rooms in their house, but maybe you have a little corner and it's your workout corner.
Yeah.
Like, hey, when mama's in here or when I am in here, like this is the rule. Like I am working out. It'll take me 30 to 60 minutes, whatever, however long your workout takes, whatever you need, it can wait.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's not choking, bleeding, whatever, it can wait. Or better yet, like you can get your kids involved and have them work out with you and normalize exercise for them so that it's a part of their routine too. And
Yeah.
it's not a weird thing that you only do when you're dieting. Like that's not what exercise is supposed to be.
Yeah. And not just having a dedicated space, but if you get a routine, like a dedicated time, which for us a lot of times is early in the morning, and it's before kids are up. It's before all these things in life are starting to show up and emails coming in, or maybe you have a work problem and all that stuff. Getting up and getting it over with before like all these duties start showing up, like waking up kids, feeding kids, get them ready for school, taking them to school. Then you go into work, then you have to take care of you, and then pipes bursting at home and dogs escaping and all the fun things of life.
I personally prefer working out in the mornings because I'm my best self in the mornings. I'm not exhausted. By the end of the day, I'm exhausted. Working, taking care of kids, doing chores around the house, doing whatever else I have to do. Like, I don't want to do it at the end of the day. I want to chill. So, we do make that sacrifice and we do go to bed early. That's not everyone's reality. You shouldn't sacrifice your sleep to get in a workout. You should still prioritize your sleep, but you need to have a time that works best for you all the time. There's no like morning isn't better, or evening isn't more effective. Like there's no time that's more effective than the other. It's just the time that you can stick to it
Yeah.
the easiest,
Yeah.
and still prioritize all the other things.
At one time or another, I've worked out at all different stages of the day: morning, late morning, afternoon, lunchtime, evenings, nights. And the one that I could always stay the most consistent with, it was mornings. Personally, that's just me. So, all right.
So you need clothes to work out in.
Yes.
Doesn't have to be fancy. It could be something you already have.
Yes.
You need a space to work out in, whether that's a space in your home, a room in your home, or a gym. Like you have to have somewhere that you can, focus on the task at hand, which is your exercise, your workout.
And that could be just moving your table out of the way and to work out in your living room.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't just because you don't have just a dedicated room, don't think that you can't work
Well,
out.
it's at a space.
Yeah, you set a space.
And you need a dedicated time because if you can stick with the same time and build a routine, you're more likely to stick with it long term.
Yes. Sorry, I had to give me a little drink. I had a little tickle in my throat. And she's really annoyed at that right now, but 'tis the season to be allergies. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah. I do. I got a little tickle in my throat.
I think another big thing that people have this huge misconception with is they're like, "Oh, well, I don't have a ton of equipment. I don't have this, I don't have that, so I can't start working out." Like, you don't really need anything. Like, you have 2 legs, you have a body. There's plenty like, if you're not working out now, body weight exercises to start is perfectly fine. There's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with starting with body weight exercises and building up. Maybe you go from body weight to bands, and a set of bands with a shit ton of resistance is not very much. It's like $20 on Amazon.
yep.
Um, you don't need a whole bunch of fancy equipment. You don't even need a gym to get started. Like, there's plenty of stuff that you can start with around the house, you
If
know?
yeah, for people who haven't heard like my story and how I got started, that's how I started. It was just doing some body weight things, and then I found a couple little bricks, and I used bricks as my weight. And then there's a little chunk of concrete, and I was like, "Oh, this is a little bit heavier. I'll use this." Now, was that ideal? No. Was I broke? Yes. That's all I had.
Well, and that's what I was getting to. When you're at home, there's a bunch of stuff around you that you don't even realize you can use. You can use gallons of water, gallons of milk. You can use soup carton, like the broth cartons. You can use soup cans, large soup cans. Like, there's a ton of stuff around you that actually has weight to it that you could use
For
to get
resistance.
started and build like strength, you know?
I love it.
Um, them shoulder exercises, you aren't gonna get that heavy anyways.
Yeah. You don't need a whole lot of weight. I mean,
Uh,
especially starting out. I mean, body weight is quite a bit.
yeah, there's an endless amount of body weight exercises that you can do to get started. Um, Once you build up that resistance or that strength to your body weight, you start adding things, and that's how you progressively overload to continue to progress over time. So you can't stay using the same resistance, the same, weight forever. Otherwise, you don't make progress. But getting started, body weight is just fine.
Yeah, I mean, you can get started with zero investment, the clothes you have and your own body weight, and that's it. Really, I mean, that's all it takes is just a willingness to start.
And it doesn't have to be fancy.
No,
It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. I,
no,
I do think that that's another thing. People were like, well, I don't have the money for a gym membership. I can't afford it. You don't have to.
yeah,
I mean, like we said, there's endless amount of things in your home already that you have that you can use to your advantage.
yeah. Do you have your feet? I
Yeah.
mean, you can walk.
I mean, most people have Wi-Fi. If you don't have Wi-Fi, you have a phone with data on it. Go to YouTube, search up, body weight exercises with home stuff. I don't
Yeah,
know like what the correct term for it would be, but what workouts can I do with soup cans?
yeah.
Like something like that. And you'd be surprised what you come up with.
I'm gonna come up with a video now. It's gonna be the soup can
Soup
workout.
can workout. You should,
Cam
you
James.
should coming to our YouTube channel.
Yeah, wait till you get to that family size soup can before you done progressed.
The Costco size cans.
Shoulders burning.
10 out of 10 don't recommend doing this with glass.
Yeah, don't use glass. But this reminds me of the COVID quarantine workouts because I remember all the gyms shut down. I didn't have gym equipment really, and I was just like finding whatever I could. Whether I was going to like bargain hunt, and I was finding little bands here, and then I was just doing body weight stuff and getting creative. Sometimes starting out, if you don't have equipment, get creative. Like you can make things into stuff. Like we were talking about, like household items.
Even getting started. So when I started coaching from home, I had sold my old car. Like, I had this 2005 Chrysler Pacifica, and I drove it for over 10 years. I mean, it was actually, what was it? Yeah, it was over 12 years, I think. Anyways, I drove it for a long time. I sold it for cash. I took half of that cash and it wasn't very much. It was like $4,000. I took half of that cash and I invested in just a little bit of equipment to get started. And, I bought like a flat bench, a cheap flat bench. The one we just got rid of it not too long ago, not because anything was wrong with it, but because we had duplicates. I bought a pair of adjustable dumbbells. That was one of my favorite investments. We still have those adjustable dumbbells, and they're probably they're amazing. They're really good. I bought some bands. I
Yeah.
bought a few kettlebells and a couple little jump ropes, like very minimal stuff. And I trained. I trained clients with just that little bit of equipment for the longest time. And I would slowly invest over time back into my business. And now we have the gym that we have now.
Yeah, those adjustable dumbbells are amazing for someone who, especially for someone like going to be working out at home, because it doesn't take up much space and it gives you such a variety of weight options, all the way from 5 to ours go up to 50
50.
pounds. And now they make them even heavier than that if you're getting crazy. But it takes up very minimum space, which comes in handy when you're working out at home, because you may not want like your whole garage to be a gym or an entire room. You may just want to have it over in the corner and like be able to get to it.
But I mean, there's an endless amount of exercises that you can do with dumbbells. And, there's even more than you realize because we've recorded a bunch of a bunch of exercise demos with dumbbells today, just on upper body. We haven't even touched lower body yet.
Yeah, we're taking over the YouTube fitness demo video world.
But
in case y'all didn't know,
one pair, if you're going to invest in a piece of equipment that'll last you a long time, an adjustable pair of dumbbells goes a long way. We use the Core brand. I'll link our little Amazon store thing in the show notes here so that you can see what we're talking about. But, they're pricey, but they're worth it. They're pricey, but it's still cheaper than buying, individual 5 to 50 set.
Yeah, because that is a huge. It's so bulky. I mean, you're gonna need a rack.
Yeah,
You're just gonna have them stacked up all over your floor.
I mean, we have a rack and we still have dumbbells like on the floor underneath our rack and next to it.
Yeah. The resistance band packs that you can get off of that you talked about earlier from Amazon, it's like the max, I think it's like $22, $23. You can do so much with those. I mean, from upper body, lower body, it comes with an anchor that you can hook it to your door, so you can do all kinds of push exercises
and pull exercises. And there's like ankle straps, so you can do like cable kickbacks and
it's a whole kit.
Like hamstring curls.
It all comes in with it.
Basically, it mimics like what you can do with a cable machine in ways. I feel like a cable machine challenges you a little bit more because the resistance is consistent throughout the movement, whereas like a resistance band, like you reach peak resistance and then there's slack.
Yeah.
But it's still, still will challenge you without spending a shit ton of money.
Yeah, a little over $20. Wow. I mean, and then talk about not taking up much space. You just fold it up, put it in a drawer.
Yeah.
And then nobody even knows you've worked out.
And the anchor thing too, like I think that's cool to have because you put it in the door and it just opens up that many more, exercises. You can do like high pulley type exercises like lat pull downs or, like overhead tricep extensions, like low decline.
Plus.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah,
and then you can do like the middle ground there. You can do the same type of thing. You can do rows. You can do flies. You can do standing chest press.
Almost anything that you look up on YouTube, like as a cable exercise, you could mimic it with bands in some way. What else you got?
What else do you got?
I got everything.
Why do I got to carry the team all the time?
Girl, I've been carrying you, carrying the team. Everybody thinks that you're carrying the team. Well, I'm carrying you, girl.
So Leanda, our assistant coach, she made a post and she was talking about how you don't need a lot to get started and how, it's often a misconception that you need a bunch to get started. She shared her little setup and it was a yoga ball and a set of dumbbells. It was like a few sets of dumbbells up to like maybe 20 pounds or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lot. But she was talking about how she used that for the longest time and it, it did her through a long time, like while she was learning to progressively overload.
Yeah.
And she's right. Like you can do a lot with that. I mean, even just the yoga ball, like all the exercises you can do on a yoga ball, like the hamstring curls, glute bridges, you can do like stability type, like bridged chest presses and flies, things like that. So like the ball can almost act as a bench. And of course, like you get some stability work because you have to like hold your body on the ball.
And also, you don't have to buy those things at some high end, very expensive fitness company. You can find those things at TJ Maxx. You can find them at Marshalls a lot of times.
You can find so much at TJ Maxx and Marshalls, like in
And
their
you're talking
little
about at
fitness
discounted rate. I mean, you can find some dumbbells up to like 20 pounds,
kettlebells,
kettlebells,
step benches,
TRX.
sliding disc sliders. Those are fun. Those are
Yeah,
pretty versatile too.
those yoga balls, the inflatable yoga balls.
Jump ropes.
So I mean, for a very minimal, investment, you could get quite a few things pretty cheap, and I always like if somebody's like, "Hey, I want to buy some stuff for my house. What should I get?" I always go with the bands and what. But then I recommend, if you can get two sets of dumbbells. One's a light set that you can do like isolated movements with, maybe like shoulder work and stuff like that. And if you can afford another set, a little bit heavier, so like say like 10s and 20s or 10s and 25s, something like that, so they can do like weighted squats, maybe lunges, things that more of a compound move, maybe like shoulder press. And then if they can get, just a regular little flat bench, because those aren't very much. You can find them on Amazon really cheap. Or you can just use your chair or the floor,
Couch,
couch.
ottoman, chase lounge,
You're
whatever.
I'm not even sure those are real words. I don't even know what those things are. Chasing ottomans.
But here's the truth too. Like there are a lot of gyms out there that do pretty affordable memberships. And I'm going to talk about Planet Fitness because even though like I personally don't like Planet Fitness, I think it's a great place for a lot of people to start. And, the non-intimidating environment is a selling point for a lot of people getting started. They're typically most of them, I won't even say most of them, many of them are open 24 hours, not around here. But,
They used to be.
they used to be 24 hours. And I think they're going up to like $15 a month or something like that. It was $9.99 for the longest time, and they just had a price hike. But, there's other gyms that are low cost membership too. You have Crunch Fitness. That's pretty affordable. I prefer Crunch over Planet Fitness. I think they have a better variety of machines and equipment. And plus they have barbell and free weights, and you can lift heavy shit and not be judged in a non-judgmental zone. Just throwing that out there.
I've been kicked out of Planet Fitness a couple times. Apparently going,
Yeah, you almost got kicked out of our gym the other day.
what?
Remember?
No.
Yeah, in the morning.
No,
Yes,
not
you
at
do
all.
remember. I guarantee you, if Kathy and Jennifer were here, they would remember exactly what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
our gym, like
Yes.
here.
Yes, our home gym.
Oh my God. That's what happens when you go to failure, bro.
No, bro.
Bro, that's what happens. Not everybody's doing these feel good sets over here. I was dying. I'm trying to go next level,
And that's exactly why you jacked up my weights.
jacked up your weights.
Yeah, my adjustable weights that one time.
That wasn't even me. That was a client.
I know, but you encouraged it.
I did not.
You did.
I was like, I wasn't like, bro, one more time, one more rep, and then I want you to throw them. So the
He was just copying what you do.
I've never thrown weights.
You did the other day.
I dropped them.
It's the same thing.
It's called failure, and not want to get smashed in the face with it. Anyway. Wow. Judgment,
Total judgment.
Totally.
This is not a judgment-free zone.
No, you're 100% getting judged.
No. You are getting judged 100%.
I'm judging you. I was judging you before you started.
I'm allowed to.
Bet. Now, okay, so rewind, go back to Planet Fitness. So that was I had a Planet Fitness membership back in the day. It was once I finally had, a little bit of money and could afford a little bit of a gym membership, and it was local. It served its purpose. It was, it had dumbbells and it had the machines, and, it was everything I needed because I didn't have those things at home. Its location was close, and I was able to do a lot of stuff. Now, eventually, I did want to do more, and so I did go to the next level as far as gyms. But for a lot of people, like Planet Fitness is a good place. Like it's budget friendly, and I don't think there's any kind of commitment or anything like that.
I don't know. I think there is like an annual fee.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
There is an annual
So
fee.
you're going to have to pay that annual fee whether you leave or you stay. So they're going to charge you for that little yearly thing. But anyway, there's nothing wrong with playing fitness. If that's all you got, that's all you got. Use it,
And it's an affordable option.
and you can kind of learn how to live safely, maybe, or keep you away from some things that you may not be ready for yet. Like so, you doing a lot of compound movements and stuff like that because they just don't have it. You're not going to have a bench press or a rack or
Honestly, I've had many clients start with Planet Fitness because that's where they felt comfortable going.
yeah, I
It
did.
was affordable. And once they got more experience lifting and they're like, you know what, I think I want to do more free weight stuff now. Like,
Yeah,
because Planet Fitness doesn't have, I mean, they have dumbbells up to like what,
80.
75, 80, something like that. So I mean, you can get pretty high on the dumbbells, but they don't have any barbells and things like that. So, getting to a point where you want to go heavier and experience like heavier lifts, things like that, then, you can upgrade to a different membership then and maybe your situation has changed, maybe your confidence level is better. But it's more than enough to get started.
Yeah, because when you first get started, you're not really sure what things you are going to like. You may like this, you may find this other thing interesting, and then I want to try it, start doing those things. So,
And, there's a lot of other places that are income related, like YMCA's, like they have an income scale. So, like, if your income is an issue, you can get a membership based on your income. And you can apply for like a type of grant or something. I can't remember what it's called, but they do memberships based on income. Um, you can look into like local recreation centers. We have one here, and for our whole family, it's like $555 a year, which ends up being like $46 a month for four of us. So,
and I love it. I love that place because I don't know, it does have all the workout things that we need and stuff, but the environment's really more friendly. And, you get a mixture of, um, you have some young, there are some kids like in high school that are working out, and then you have, they're working out with their parents, and then maybe even the grandparent age people are there. And like, it's just a cool environment. I like it. Versus like sometimes going to another gym where everybody's looking at you like, I'm the badass. Like, who cares, bro? You know, sometimes I just want to go in there and just do my thing and just, maybe even somebody be friendly. I like being friendly to people.
I don't want to talk to people.
No, I didn't say talk, but like the little
I
nod.
don't even want to come off friendly. Like, I don't want to be bothered
Don't,
at the gym.
babe, do not worry. Nobody thinks that you're friendly. Nobody.
That's why I like my gym.
If as soon as somebody's like, "Oh, she's so sweet," I'm like, "No, she's not." I don't know which post you watched or read, but you got the wrong idea about her. Like that is not her. She is mean.
Anyways,
Anyways, so to get started, just some clothes you're comfortable in, some tennis shoes if you like wearing shoes. If you're in a gym, you need shoes. It doesn't take much. Just some kind of resistance, whatever you have at home could be used. If you do feel like buying something, get you some resistance bands or not very much.
mm,
If you can afford more than that, get what you can, and as you consistently stick with it and outgrow certain things, you can, you know,
and that is the goal, to outgrow it, to progressively overload,
yeah,
to keep challenging yourself. You can't stick with the same stuff forever and expect to see results. You have to continue progressing. You have to continue pushing the weights, the resistance that you use. It should get, as the weights that you use get easier, you should be bumping them up. The resistance bands, you should be using the thicker resistance band, like don't stick with the easy one forever.
yeah. But the main point I want people to get is that to get started, it takes $0. It takes no money. It takes nothing. You already have everything you need to get started and to get going for a while. And then eventually, maybe you will be ready to progress. And at that time, you can take the steps to maybe get something else or a membership somewhere else or whatever that is. But you don't have to spend any money to get started. That's not an excuse.
I agree with that.
Boom.
And that's the end of the episode.
That's it.
No, all seriousness aside, it doesn't take much. Like he said, you don't need anything fancy. You don't need money. Just your body.
Yes.
You. That's what you need. You.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something in your house you've moved around a couple times. You're like, oh man, my arms are getting tired. Guess what? That's working out.
Yep.
You should use whatever that thing was.
Hey, go push your lawnmower in the yard with no like self-propelled. That's like pushing a sled. Just saying.
Boom. She does that. Then she likes to do this thing too with ours where she like bends the arm of it so it gets more resistance. And I'm looking at it, she gets done and she's like, oh my God. Oh, my heart rate's 160. I'm like, I go look at the mower and
it was 190 the last time.
190, and I go look at the mower and it's all bent up. And I'm like, how are you even moving this?
I wasn't. I told you I did that at the end. It wasn't like that the whole time.
Like, no wonder you're about to die. You're crazy.
So we hope that you found this helpful. Maybe we cleared up some misconceptions that you need to spend a bunch of money or you need special equipment to get started. You don't. You should definitely check out Coach Leanda's post on social media. You can find it on our Instagram, which is always linked in the show notes. And that's all I got.
I love it. This was a great episode.
It was a great episode. Short, sweet, to the point. Not really short. We're still at 31 minutes. But
it is what it is. Good information takes time.
yeah, we hope y'all had a fun and safe Memorial Day, because by the time you're listening to this, it will have passed. Make smart choices. Hope you made smart choices.
And if you did want to go a little ham on the food, like, it's fine. Just get back on track.
Yep, nothing crazy. Just back to the routine.
Drink your water and
Don't
get back on track.
Slash your calories. Do extra cardio because you ate too much. Just get back to normal.
That's right.
All right, we hope you enjoyed this.
She's Brittany.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Macros, Mindset, and Muscles. Until next time,
I'm James.
I'm Brittany. We're out.